videos that I usually make. So stuff happened. Sorry, I have the hiccups. Sorry. Um, so sorry, I can't even think for a second. Earlier today, around 4:30 or 4:40, according to timestamps. According to timestamps, around 4:30, I was at the mall with my mom, right? And there was shooting. There was a shootout. Um, there was a shootout at the mall. Sorry. I'm gonna drink some water. This is just gonna be like a 5-minute explanation about what happened and why I'm not watching the rest of the video with you guys. Sorry, my avatar is like freaking out because obviously it can't see me because it's dark now. So a lot happened. Hold on, let me turn on a light so my character doesn't freak out a lot. Right. So, earlier I was at the mall with my mom. Okay, my character has completely frozen. Okay. I think it's fine. I don't know. Okay, so earlier today I was at the mall with my mom and like I said, there was a shooting. Um we were feet away from the shooting. Feet. Like at most 10 feet. At the most 10 feet. Only 10 feet away from it. So I'm not gonna be making a video of like us watching the rest of that video today. I'll do that tomorrow, but today I need to relax because the fact that we were seconds away from being in that mess of shooting, just thank you God. Thank you God. Because before it even happened, here's everything that happened before and after. So this is probably gonna be like 20 minutes explanation, right? But because I'm gonna say before and after. So we get to the mall. We go to a store that we needed to go to that was on a completely different floor. And then to we walk down the mall a little bit and we go to a phone store because my mom wanted to get a phone case, and we got the phone case, and then we walked down the hall of the mall. We walked down we walked down the mall, and we went to this little map because they have like these digital screen maps in front of elevators and entrances and stuff like that. And we had gone to the digital map to see where the restaurant was that we wanted to go eat at was. Sorry, my brain's not processing the words I'm saying, so I think I said that twice. But we were looking at where that restaurant was, and we found it within like a minute of looking. So we were gonna start heading towards the restaurant, but then my mom had said, "Oh, what was that other restaurant that was there?" So we ended up walking back to the maps, and then we spent another like minute or two going back to the map and looking for the other restaurant that my mom had saw. And seconds after we started walking to go to the restaurant, I hear arguing behind me. And I look back, I see cops and a person. I look back to go walking again. And then I hear a pop. And then I look back again. And as I look back, the two cops I saw were pulling out their guns and shot at a person like 5 or 7 times. And me and my mom ran into the nearest store. And luckily for us, there was an exit to the outside from that store, which to me seems insane because it's like that store doesn't seem like it would have an exit, right? Because it's on the second floor, or no, it was on the first floor. Yeah, no, it was on the first floor because there are 3 levels, but the one of the levels is like the basement, so we were technically on the middle floor, but it's not. It's like the first floor against the ground, so it makes sense that there was an exit through the store, which thank you God that there was, because we wouldn't have known that. We just ran into the store to try and get away from everything that was happening, and we exited the store through the back way, and we had to run around the whole mall from the outside, which that takes running around the whole mall from the outside takes so much, so long, so much time compared to walking around the mall on the inside. It's really insane. And once we were about to get to the very edge of the mall to turn like around to go to the other side of the mall, this girl came running from that side saying, like, she was either saying run run or she said gun gun. And I heard gun gun. My mom heard run run. But whatever she said, we ran from where we came from, and there was like a store entrance where we passed by because my mom didn't want to go back into the mall as long as we didn't have to. She didn't want to go back into the mall. So we ended up going through that store to get to the other side because that store has entrances both on the side that we were at and the other side that's across that we were going to get through, that we were just going to walk around. And 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 we had to run all around the mall just to get to the car, and we had parked right where it happened pretty much, but on the outside of where it happened. Like we had parked in the parking lot that was like feet away from where it happened, where everything happened, because that's usually the parking lot where we always park, and like it's in the middle of the mall, so it's just convenient, right? So we had parked there, and it was just insane. Like, thank you God. Like that was horrible. Like I saw the gunshots. I saw the police shooting. I saw the gunshots. I saw everything. I felt it. I felt it in my bones. I felt the gunshots echoing off the walls, and I heard it. I saw it. I felt it. It just and then my body is so like stressed out and was so like, my bones are cramping, my body's just like feels so strained from all the stress of everything that had happened. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think. And then there were people that apparently knew what was happening, and they've been saying that apparently the young boy or teenager, young man that was apprehended by the cops because they don't want to say that the cops killed him or something, because I think the cops might have ended him due to the fact that they shot at him 5 to 7 times. People are saying that the whole situation was that person, that young man, had fireworks inside of the mall, and apparently security had called the cops because of that reason. And when the cops tried to question him, he felt threatened and decided to pull out a gun on the cops, apparently. And then that's when he started running, apparently. He went to run, and then the cops shot at him. Apparently. That's what someone said had happened, which I guess, I don't know, because I was literally there. I saw it happen. I was there. I heard a little argument between the person and the cops, but then, like, obviously, where I live, people argue all the time, so I wasn't expecting it to be cops and people. But when I saw that there were cops, I was like, okay, then cops got this handled. But then I heard the shots. I watched the shots. But from where I was standing, it felt like I was so far away. Like it felt like that scene in movies where the person's trying to run to a door, but the door just keeps getting farther and farther away. That's how the situation felt for me. It felt like I was watching that, but like I was slowly like getting farther and farther from the situation, which I wasn't, because I was just standing there watching that. And when I processed that, like, oh, I need to run and stop watching this, I ran into the closest store, which was right to the right of me. Like, it was pretty much like straight and slightly to the right, so I just had to keep walking straight in a way. But yeah, like and then thinking back on all the situations that had happened earlier before that, because if so, like I said, me and my mom were at a phone store because we were getting a phone case. If and we had stayed in that store for at least 5 minutes, and the only reason why we stayed in that store for 5 minutes was because I kept on saying, like, oh, are you sure you want that one? Are you sure you want that one? Are you sure you want that one? And I'm just thinking, like, if I kept on questioning whether or not my mom wanted a specific phone case, we would have had not left that place when we did. We would have left it later than when we did, and we could have ended up in that mess. We could have ended up in that mess. And then after that, we were looking at the maps to find out where the restaurant was that we wanted to eat at. And if I if I wasn't able to find what the restaurant was because I didn't know the name of the restaurant, I was just looking on the maps and hoping that it showed that it had a category for restaurants and that I would remember the logo or something. And if I wasn't able to find it as quickly as I did, we would have been in that mess. And then even after that, after I found it, my mom ended up, like, as we were walking away from it, my mom ended up being like, oh, what was that other restaurant that it showed? So we had ended up walking back to the place. And if I wasn't able to get back to the restaurant category and see the restaurant and explain to my mom, oh, that's this place that we've been to before, then we would have been in the shooting. We would have been centimeters away from the shooting. Like, we would have been like 5 feet away from the shooting. Like, there were so many things that happened just moments before the shooting that if they happened any later, me and my mom would have been in the shooting. Like, physically in the shooting, might have gotten hit. Like, it's just insane because we were just moments, seconds away from being in the shooting and seconds away from leaving that area. It's just insane. But yeah, I definitely missed worship night. Um, I might just get on Fortnite to relax myself. Not really relax myself. Like, I'm okay. I've been thanking God. I've been listening to that same song that I talked about earlier. I've been listening to that song since I told you guys about the song. The new song from Forrest Frank, like this song is hitting differently now after that happening, because it's literally saying that God's got my back, and literally the fact that happened like just 10 feet behind me, like that that was that was insane. God's got my back. And literally, I don't know what's wrong with me, because I I wasn't even really scared in that moment. In that moment, I wasn't even really scared. I felt neutral. Like, there was a little bit of panic in me, but I didn't feel fear. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. It's like my flight or fight didn't kick in, but I still ran. I did run. It's just I ran, but it's just like I didn't feel fear. I didn't exactly feel fear at all. Like, I knew that it's like my body was on autopilot, but my brain was somewhere else, because all I could think during the shooting was was I don't know what I was thinking, but like during the shooting, I wasn't thinking anything. I was thinking like, oh, I should tell my mom about this store that we're about to pass by, because that's the store that I went in for a job interview, or that I went in to see if they were hiring. And yeah, I was just gonna tell my mom that that was one of the stores that I went in to see if they were hiring. And then we ended up having to run through that store, and I saw one of the people that I talked to when I was handing in the application, and they were talking to me, and I was gonna be and all I felt was joy, because I was like, oh, it's that person, it's the same person, even though there was literally a shooting that happened just seconds before that. So I don't know if the fact that I felt some sort of peace in that moment was a good thing or a bad thing, because I feel like it is a good thing that I didn't panic in that moment, and I wasn't panicked until I was running outside, because I felt like it was a lot safer in the mall with walls rather than out in the open, even though I know there was only one person it was still like you never know. You never know if there could be more than one person. You don't know. We don't know. There could be more than one person. And it's just like, it was just a lot. And I still don't know how to process this. I might end up crying later today. Because right now, it's just like, I feel like I'm trying to force myself to cry because I did want to cry a little bit while I was running. But at the same time, I cannot cry because I was the one that knew how to get back to the car. I was the one who needed to stay focused. I know I was with my mom and my mom could have been like staying focused and know how to get to the car, but I know my way around the mall. I know how to get places from the mall, and I knew how to get back to where we parked from where we exited through the mall. And my mom didn't. My mom doesn't go to the mall like that. And like my mom was more focused on trying not to get shot or hurt or anything like that. And I had to be focused on, okay, the car is over here. We gotta go over here. Like literally, I was so focused on we just gotta get to the car, to the point where I almost walked into traffic because people were zooming in their cars to get away from the mall. and I was like, okay, we gotta go over here. And I literally, as I stepped in the road, my mom yanked my arm and was like, I don't even know what she said, but she yanked my arm, and then I saw that there was a SUV heading straight towards me and not slowing down. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I almost got hit by a car. Not only was there a shooting, but I also am about to get hit by a car. And that was just horrible to think about, because in that moment, that's all I could think about, because my brain wasn't trying to focus on, oh, I could have died today. My brain wasn't trying to focus on, you could have died today. You were like 10 feet away from a shooting. You literally were standing in the same exact spot the shooting happened just moments before it happened. My brain wasn't trying to focus on that. My brain was just focusing on everything that was happening at the moments that it was happening. So when the shooting happened, my brain was like, oh, there's a shooting. And then when I started running, I was like, oh, I'm running. Oh, I'm in a store. Oh, I'm in the back of the store. I never get to see the back of stores. Oh, this is pretty cool. And then it was just like, oh, we gotta get to the car. We gotta get to the car. We gotta get to the car. We gotta run. We gotta run. We gotta run. Let's go. And then my brain was like, oh shoot, I almost got hit by a car. Not only was there a shooting, but I almost got hit by a car. That would have been bad. If I got hit by a car, then we wouldn't have been able to leave. My mom would have been more panicked, and everything would just be even worse, because I did almost get hit by a car. I was like seconds away from also getting hit by a car if my mom didn't yank me by my arm to bring me back to her, because I literally was like 1 foot into traffic about to get hit by a car, because my brain was only focused on the things that I had to do. And like, I was only focused on what I was like autopilot. I was on autopilot. I was not. The only thing that what I was doing was thinking. All I could do was think. My body was on autopilot. I was just going. It was just a lot. It was definitely a lot. Um so yeah, I'm just gonna take a break for the rest of today, and I don't know about tomorrow. Depending on how I'm feeling tomorrow, I think I might be back, but I don't know at this moment. Maybe I'm just gonna take a me day, um, and just relax, just be in a constant state of thanking God because I'm alive, we're okay. Hoping that the person who got shot by the cops didn't die, because I think they might have, maybe, or were in the process of dying. I don't know. I think they got shot. I'm not sure. But I hope that they're okay. Even though they did do wrong, I hope they're okay. Because from what I saw, I think they were near a child age. Because it looked like they had a school uniform on. Which, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Goodbye. God bless you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your night and that your day has been going better than mine. My day hasn't been terrible, but that situation definitely has me re-traumatized of the gunshots that happened in Hampton Beach, because I was there on the 4th of July when the gunshots or fighting or whatever it was that caused the stampede happened. Because like, it might not have been gunshots at Hampton Beach, but it was still it was still, there was still a stampede, there were fireworks going off, and it just had me scared. And this time it was actual gunshots, and I was like face to face with the gunshots. I saw them from just feet away. So yeah. Um I hope your guys' day is going better. I don't know why I'm yawning. It's just like I feel so exhausted now. I just, like, my whole body is stressing so badly, and I feel like I just need to sleep. Like, I'm not okay. I just need to rest. But yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Sunday. We'll see how I'm doing.